Hi. So, just to provide a little bit of context, I was born in Spain, raised in Spain. I'm half British, so I can also make the argument for British tourists in Spain. However, contrary to the belief that I'm anti tourism in Spain, I'm actually a big, big supporter of tourism in Spain because despite some citizens, Barcelona citizens, really enjoying the feel of their streets and having it all to themselves during COVID, there was a big, big proportion of their population that suffered because they were out of a job. A lot of their population, they work in tourism and they rely on all of these tourists coming in every year and sustaining their economy. I know that Spain would not be doing well economically at all if it weren't for tourism. I think in 2023, our GDP, our tourism accounted for 12.3% of our GDP. That's an insane amount of money that's going into our economy, and that's all thanks to tourism. However, just to play devil's advocate a little bit, the reason why a lot of people in Spain, and again, I'm making the Spain argument because I'm more experienced to talk about this. The reason why there's so much hate against tourists and the reason why people in Barcelona were spraying people with water guns is because of the behavior that some tourists have. Now, I don't think it's snobbish to say, oh, you shouldn't be traveling and making the most of low prices. That's completely fair. That's understandable. It's, supply and demand. If the flights are there, people are going to book them. However, I think citizens are entitled to expect a degree of respect from people who come on holiday to Spain. And if you look at areas like Benidorm, if you look at areas like Magaluf, you're not seeing tourists be respectful. You're seeing tourists completely trash cities. In the words of the mayor of Galviat, which, for those of you who don't know, has Magaluf inside of it, he said, in your country, you cannot urinate in the street, walk around with alcohol, drinking as if there is no tomorrow, or being half naked. And the message is that it's the same here. Now, I wouldn't say, oh, we should completely cut off tourism in these areas of Spain, but there are measures that are being put into place to limit this and to limit the extent to which the cities are getting trashed. So, for example, I think it was in Ibiza that some bars were shutting at 10 o'clock, so you couldn't buy any more alcohol after 10 o'clock to sort of limit the extent to which people were getting drunk in the streets. So again, I think it's all about striking a balance. I think tourism is extremely important. I don't believe in limiting tourism, but I believe in trying to address the roots, which is disrespectful tourism. Now, I'm not saying Spanish people are saints either. They've probably done the same in many other locations, but I think that's where most of the hate comes from, because most Spanish people understand that there is a crucial need in Spain for tourism, and we're very welcoming of tourists. We love tourists. Love practicing Spanish people love practicing their English when tourists come. So welcome tourists, just be respectful. That's my argument today.